Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So right here you are seeing my 3-week-old dip nails, and I'll be showing you guys how to remove them and how to do your dip nails very easy at home. Alright, so first step is filing the top layer of your nails. I am using an electric filer, but of course if you don't have one, you could just use a normal file. It works the same way. I just like to use an electric file because it's a little faster. But once you're done filing the top layer, you're going to get some cotton and soak it with acetone, and then you're going to place it on top of your nail bed. And I'm using these nail clips that I got on Amazon. I'll link everything down below in the description box. If you don't have nail clips, you can also use foil and just wrap your fingers around them, but I highly suggest you buy these. They are so life-changing when removing gels or dip nails. Alright, once I waited my 15 to 20 minutes, I removed the cotton. Then I grabbed my cuticle pusher and I use that to help me remove the gumminess from my nail, because when you do dip nails, it's more of a gummy instead of peeling off like gels do. So it's a little bit more of a process, but it gets the work done with the cuticle pusher. Once I am done, I file and I shape and I make sure I buff the beds of my nails. That way they are ready for the next set. Alright, so on this tutorial, I'll be using the GELISH French Kit Dip that I found on Amazon, and I'll leave everything on the description down below. I love using GELISH products, so I know that this was a good choice for me, and I love the colors that it comes with. Inside the box, you'll be receiving your dip prep, your brush restorer, your top coat, your base coat, and your activator, 2 extra lids, some extra brushes just in case they harden, a mini nail surface cleaner. Mine all spilled out of the bottle, but it's okay, I can just replace it with alcohol. You're going to get a clear dip powder, a color white dip powder, the color dark pink, and last the color light pink, and also a dip bowl for your nail powder. And for the color for my nails today, I'll be using the brand Red Carpet Manicure. You could find it at Ulta. They even have it online, and I bought mine in stores in the color Peak A Beautiful. Alright, so the first thing we're going to start off is with the dip prep. So this basically works as a primer. It's very important that you clean your nails before you add this one. So make sure you clean the nail surface and then add your dip prep. Alright, so before I put my color, I am going to use the color Clear for the first layer using my base coat. This base coat basically acts like a glue. It helps the powder stick to your nails. It is very important that you add a very thin layer on every layer that you do with this base coat, just because you don't want it to be thick. The more base coat you put on there, the thicker your powder will get. It is also very important that you quickly dip your nail right after you put in your base coat, because it dries up really quick, and once it dries, the powder will not stick to your nail. So I'm just going to repeat the same process, one nail at a time, that way the base coat does not dry out. Once I'm done with my first layer of the clear powder, I'm going to use this brush just to dust off all the excess powder that's left on the nail beds. It is important that you do this to avoid damaging your brushes and also to avoid having lumps on your nails. Your first layer should look smooth like this, very natural, and you're ready to move on to your colors. I chose the color Peak A Beautiful. It's a very neutral pink. We're basically going to be doing the same thing we did in the beginning, using the base coat polish and just adding a very thin layer onto your nail bed and then dipping it into your color. But once again, remember you have to move fast, so I like to do one nail at a time because you don't want the base coat to dry out. Done with my first layer of my color, and I am just dusting all the powder off. Before I move on to my second layer of color, I am going to add another layer just because I like to file the top of the nails, and that helps me avoid from filing off the color. So I like to put 2 layers of color on my nails. And I just basically do the same thing I've been doing the whole time, adding the base coat quickly and then dipping it in the powder fast. Once I am done, I dust all the excess powder off, and then I move on to putting the activator. So the activator is a sealer. It's very important that you do this. This is going to harden the nail and help it seal to your nail bed. And before moving on to the next step, wait 60 seconds. Then you'll be adding the base coat. You want to add a thin layer on top of the nail. So the base coat is basically going to work with the activator to harden and seal the nails. And once again, you wait another 60 seconds, then you can go in and file the sides. I know mine look a little lumpy, but I always make sure that I file the sides. And I also forgot to mention that this buffer came in the kit, and I like to go over the top of the nail bits to make them look smooth and thin. And the last tip is just adding the top coat. So that is a very simple and easy. I add 2 layers just to make it look very shiny and beautiful. But that is the end, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, don't forget to give this video a like. And if you guys have any questions or better tips on doing dip nails, don't forget to leave a comment down below. But that is the end. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.